Hey, what's up, folks? Welcome to Life with Brock. I'm here at my workbench, aka the kitchen table, for another live session. Thanks for joining me last night. And for those of you that watched This Week in Customs, I think I like that show, man. I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I do. We had some excellent customs. I think about 20 or so I had in there. What's up, Mr. Motion? I hope I put pig. Putting lipstick on a pig. On a pig. What's up, Jacob? What's going on? Nikki, what's up? Special K. What's up, Jacob? Judson. I can always tell it's you because you have that Thundercat symbol. Mr. Motion, on a pig. Putting lipstick on a pig. It's just a play on words. And the reason I'm saying that is because this is known as a terrible figure. Nobody likes this figure. And I'm spending time painting him up. And I'm going to show you what I did after the feed last night. I was having a terrible time with the internet. So it's just an expression that says trying to make something look pretty that can't be pretty. I think that's funny. Matt Stetson. Hey, welcome to the live feed. Matt Stetson is a customizer as well, peeps. What color is the lipstick? In this case, it's going to be red and blue, Nikki. Red and blue. What's up, Sierra? Yeah, I snagged, and we'll get going on the custom thing here in just a little bit, but this actually just came in the mail. Let me get some light on him. Man, DC did some figures really well, and this is one of them. Look at that. Just presents well. I love the colors. The only thing that could be better on this figure, or two things, my same complaint with Hawkman, except this guy does it a little bit better. There's no ankle rocker, but this one, the head does go a little bit farther back, and I'm just thinking that maybe the hole is a little bit bigger, so it allows it for more range of motion. The effects are really cool. Firestorm. And they do have a variant. It's so this is the white guy, the other guy is the black guy, and the flame effect kind of goes off to the side. I like the flame effect here on this guy better. This is why I went with this guy as opposed to the other one. I'm not sure which one's the variant. I really don't know much about DC figures. I just know I like good-looking figures, and this is a good-looking figure. That Hawkman's a good-looking figure. That Harley's a good-looking figure. This Deadshot is a good-looking figure, but we're going to get to talking about that in a little bit because I am working on a Bullseye custom that I've been talking about the last several feeds. Spider-Man. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a star from the MCU, from the pages of comic books. Spider-Man. We just don't know which one it is. Is it Peter Parker? Is it Miles Morales? I don't know who Sam Raimi is. Is that going to expose me as a noob? I have a little bit of comic book knowledge, not so much. I'm not sure who Sam Raimi... No spoilers, please. Our family has not gone to see this movie yet. And I hear it's really good. TDG, welcome to the stream. Yep, Special K, that's what I'm going to do tonight. Putting some black lines on. A matter of fact, let me just talk about this really quick. That's how it started. I started putting black lines on I started filling the web lines with what I'm going to use in a little bit. with this Gundam marker, and this works really well. This will work better than a paintbrush because these lines are so small. Let's see if I can just focus in on them. So I started painting back here, and then it started standing out, and I got irritated with the way the plastic looked, and I do like the way this figure looks. It doesn't have the articulation, but I think it looks so much better now that it has paint, and I'm gonna like this figure even more because I showed a little love. I just spent a couple hours on him, painting him up last night, and today I'm gonna do the web lines. Matt, I am ready for Christmas shopping is over with. Yeah, Spider-Man. Nikki, which one are you talking about? Are you talking about Spider-Ham here? Mr. Motion, I haven't seen it yet. And Special K, that Bobby in the back. The one that looks like Joker. I also got it for $3.99. Is Spider-Ham's name Sam Raimi? Is that what his real name is? Spider-Man, the custom Doc Ock, I have a smock for him or a lab coat. And I haven't done the mod yet, but I have 2 weeks. And there's just so many things that I want to work on. And I have to work on Nightwing first, because that's what you guys decided that I should work on next. Actually, I have to finish Juggernaut. I haven't finished Juggernaut. Then I'm going to do him next, Nightwing. This is just a quick project because I was doing a lot of unboxings recently, and that was just also to pass the time, because I know that you guys, I think the majority of you guys watch the channel primarily for the custom stuff, so I wanted to make sure I'm adding custom stuff when I'm doing these live streams. Sierra says, nearly all of DC's Collect and Connect figs are awesome. Yeah, I'm finding that out to be true. It really is. They're really nice looking figures. Mr. Motion's Sam Raimi. Is that Peter Parker's friend? I don't know. I know the main people. Oh, he directed the first Spider-Man trilogy. Oh, he's a director. You know, guys, I'm lucky to remember some of the comic book artists' names. You know what I'm saying? I guess he did the Evil Dead. I never saw the Evil Dead. I'm not into horror. I did see the 3 Spider-Man movies. What's up, Kicktoy? Southtown Paint Apps. Saludos. Oh, estás en San Diego. Muy bien. I was in San Diego, or close to San Diego, a little while ago. I took a little trip there with my wife. Stayed at Dana Point. Got it. Now I know who Sam Raimi is, the director. Got it. Who's played that game with a Bobby in the back? Supposedly that's from a game. All right, let's get to painting the web lines, and then when I get tired, my eyes need a break, I'm going to do some kit bashing and we'll talk. I think I'm going to start with the head. So what I did, just if you're wanting to spend some time and paint your pig up, I'll get into that. Hey, what's up, Sugar Shane? Sugar Shane, you remind me of Sugar Shane Mosley, one of my favorite fighters of all time. We'll talk about that, Kip. It's going to be an old man bullseye. All right, so what I did was, like I said, I started painting. I wasn't happy with how it was looking because I wanted paint. If I was going to do it, I wanted to do it, might as well do it right, have something nice on the shelf. So these are the colors that I've used so far. This is after I primed it. I did the Senethal method of priming. You can go back and I talked about it at last feed. I used this Vallejo flat red as the base there. And then for the blue, I've used 2. There's 2 blues on here. I started with this French blue as the base. And you can kind of, it's that darker blue. And then once that dried, I came back over it almost like dry brush, but not exactly dry brush because I don't even know how to explain it, but it wasn't really dry brush. So I just kind of lightly feathered this Alitok blue from Citadel, which kind of gives it the this blue hue that you're kind of seeing there. What do you guys think? I mean, I still need to touch this up. And then what I did after the paint was dried, I came back over it and I put this matte varnish over it. It protects the paint a little bit. And then this black, I did a gloss black on it. Thanks, Kicktoy. And then what I did, the reason it's glossy there is because I added, it's not shampoo, but that's Pledge Floor Shine. It's a glossy finish, and you can tell the difference in the finish. I just wanted that spider to stand out from the rest of the figure. And I also put a little bit of that gloss around his mouth to kind of give it a wet look, which I kind of dig. Hey, 31 people up in this chat. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I enjoy having all you peeps in here. Maybe I should do this. So I will be having to do some spot painting on this guy. But I think he's gonna look decent enough on the shelf. Some of the spots are coming off. That little finger, I'm gonna have to retouch. Welcome to the channel anyway. I do appreciate your presence, and I hope if you have something here that you want to learn, make sure you drop it in the comments. If I don't get to your question, I'm by myself. It's very distracting to paint and talk and keep up with all the comments, because there were at one point over 30 of you in the chat. And yeah, so just forgive me ahead of times. All right, let me see what we're doing. Well, yeah, we'll talk later. Kicktoy sounds good. Grandmaster Popo, what is up? I'm going to do the stripes right now. Let's get on with it. Let me see if I'm able to just use my eyeballs, and if not, I may have to switch the camera angle for a little assist. Let me see how I can do this so you guys can see. Let's start in the back. What's up, Eli? All right. Let me try to position myself as comfortable as I can. I may have to take it out. Let me take it off the stick. So when you're doing something like this, to prevent your hands from getting shaky, you want to just like brace your hands like so. So I did not do a very good job, but I can touch that up in a little bit. So I'm having trouble seeing, so let me see. I'm gonna have to adjust, make an adjustment here. Bear with me as I get this thing set up so that I can see and that you guys can see at the same time. All right. You see that? That was from when I missed yesterday. All right, here we go. Still, I feel very shaky because my hands are far away from my body. No, it wasn't. All right, I'm gonna have to readjust. I can't do it this way, guys. Let me see if I can move the camera this way. That way I can get closer. Still, I'm having a little bit of difficulty. Trying to make some adjustments here. And because there's a delay, I can't tell. Okay, this is about as good as we're gonna get it right now. Yeah, I screwed up this line pretty good. Oh, this is much easier this way. Let's pretend we are listening to some music. It just won't be kick toys. Just kidding, Blair. So as I'm doing this to steady myself, I'm holding my breath. Now you've seen Pounds 978. He's the resident Spider-Man expert. And that guy paints these freehand. Holy smokes. He's very talented. You see how my hand's shaking? It's because I was pressing them against each other. The paint I was using, the paint I am using, it's a Gundam marker. It's intended to do panel lines. Gamer, Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, this is much easier than a paintbrush. The smallest paintbrush that I can have is not going to give me this amount of control. Symbiote Seeker, I'm using that Gundam marker. All right, here we go. Here we go, please. Let me try to touch up some of this line work. I'm sorry I can't get a better angle for you guys. All right, let's move. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put on a pair of gloves. See, let me readjust here, guys, in a way that this will be better for you guys to be able to see. Okay, so if that's where I stay painting, then we're going to be good. If not, I'll have to readjust. But I am going to be wearing these guys. Can you see them yet? No, not yet. Oh, the delay is killer. I guess you can't see. But it's a blue latex glove. The reason I'm doing this is because I was starting to feel the paint on my fingers, and I definitely don't want any peeling from what I already have. All right, let me see. Which way do I have to go to make the adjustment? This way? Nope. This way. Almost. Nope, gotta go that way. All right. You can hear a bunch of figures falling over right now. All right, here we go. Golly, I can't get this right. It's very difficult. Nope. I'm trying to figure out where's the lens. Okay, the lens is over here. It'd be easier if I had some assistance, but my wife is gone right now. I can't get it done. I can't get it done. Is it making you guys dizzy yet? So I'd have to paint it over here if I'm going to have the camera there. Okay. It moved it right. Dude, this is craziness. What did I hit? Now you guys are seeing the ceiling fan. This is... All right. Hello. There we go. I don't blame you. What I need is like an overhead camera, but I don't have that right now. All right. I gotta get to painting, for crying out loud. And there I am off camera. Hold on a second. Hey, can you come help me? I'm trying to set it up so they can see me on camera. And I just can't get it right. Can you just play around with it and see?
Like move the light?
No, just the camera itself. So try to get this guy in frame for me. Okay. I think that works. See how easy it was with some help? All right, that was exhausting. Oh my gosh. Boroscope camera? Well, I'm filming on my iPhone, so I'd have to be wearing my iPhone on my face. I don't think that's gonna happen, to be honest. But I'm sure that's something I can get typed in. But I usually just put the camera in front of me, but this is such fine work that I need to be close to it because I need control. I think we finally found, and I don't want to be on here too long. There's a UFC tonight that I'd like to watch. John Jones is making his return. Okay, let's move on to a different line. And this is a lot of work for this figure, but again, to each his own. There's some customizers that wouldn't even touch this. If you guys haven't had a chance to take a look at that, the video I put out today, the This Week in Customs, for those of you that are hopping in right now, sure you go take a look at it. Some really excellent customs. I'm going to mess around with the format, or not the format, but the amount of customs that I cover. I covered a ton of customs this time around. We'll see what happens next week. What I would like to do in the future is actually have the customizer on with me, talking about his or her customs. By the way, I use the male pronoun because guess what? I'm a male, so that's my default. I know that there's girls. There's actually, I think there's girls in the chat right now. And also, I live with a house full of women. But I'm used. I'm used to saying his and him for stuff. But I would like to have them just talk about their customs. I think that would be cool. Matter of fact, I've had one of the guys, Figure Works. He's a Star Wars customizer. I had him on when I did the collector spotlights several months back, but the connection was so bad that I don't know if people enjoyed that one as much as they would have if we would have had a good connection. Nope, that distorted the image. I thought it was going to help it. And I know the chat is going. I'm sorry, I'm not able to follow it right now. But it looks like you guys are getting into some good discussions. I saw something about, was it Toy Shiz? Reviewing the Kingpin wave, because that is out. It's been spotted here in California. But that's going to be a wave that I'm just going to have to wait. I'm not going to jump on it. As much as I'd like to own that Kingpin, I'm gonna wait because the other characters on that wave, in that wave, don't excite me very much. I started with these guys in the back because I wanted to have practice going to the front. Because I want the ones on his face to look better. So hopefully this will give me good practice. And by the time I get there, I'll do a better job than I'm doing now. I'm glad I put on these gloves. So even if you wash your hands carefully, there's going to be residual oils on your hands. And because this is fine work, my hands will start getting a little bit sweaty, and I was just afraid it was going to pull up the paint. It's actually a good practice to put on gloves when painting anyway. Especially if you're going to be manipulating the figure like I am right now. So the lines here look pretty rough up close, but you got to remember this is magnified right now. And they'll look better when they're farther away. I am planning on doing a wash after this, which will help. Hopefully, it'll help the harshness. Hopefully, it will help blend those lines in a little bit more with that red, because they are kind of standing out right now. Oh, you gotta be kidding. Tonight there's no UFC tonight? Tron? Am I wrong? Who confused me? I Yeah, it is on the 29th. Is there a fight tonight? Do it, Kick Toy. Oh, what's being used on dash cables? Yeah, I hear you, Special K, because we love these characters. Or we love, we like Marvel, we like DC, we're fans. But you know what? Pick up a little bit of customizing and just do what I'm doing. You know, I'm I'm really middle of the road when it comes to customizing, comparing myself to some of these guys that are really just good and they do it. They take commissions, and some of these other guys that don't take commissions, like Action Figure Toronto, Craig Warwick, just magnificent stuff. But you don't need to be at their level to be happy with doing a custom that you put on your shelf. And it looks like Tron's not in the chat anymore, or it's delayed. But who can find out for me if there's a UFC? I'm pretty sure I thought there was a UFC. I could have sworn I saw something, but I just didn't pay attention. I thought there was some weigh-ins that happened yesterday. Man, even with this magnification, my eyeballs are still straining. Jones and Gustafson is next Saturday. Who's fighting this Saturday? Because they fight every week. N2, yes, that is correct. Well, that's a good question. Who was the first supervillain in Marvel? I hope this is dried already. I'm afraid to touch it right now, which is making it difficult. Hold on a second. Let's put it back on the stick. Actually, you know what? Instead of a stick, a little bit shorter. The red skull. You know, I got some of those NECA headstands, and I haven't opened it yet. And the NECA headstand would be perfect right now. Okay, hold on a second. Let me go get those NECA headstands. I'm gonna open a package. If you guys don't know what they are, you'll see them right now. I can't believe I was struggling like that when I had these things right here. Yeah. I'll show you in a second. So you guys can see this in the camera angle. NECA action figure headstands. I can't get it in full view, but you're gonna see it in a second. Oh yeah. When I turn the camera around, when I move on to the next deal, I'll show you. But for now, hold on a second. Now I gotta take out the blue putty. This is what I was using to grab onto the stick and then the pencil there when I remembered that I have these headstands. Oh boy, gotta get, there we go. That's just blue tack, by the way. For those of you that were going to ask me. Okay, that should be much easier to manipulate. So this is what a NECA headstand. It almost feels like metal and plastic. It's pretty heavy. And it definitely gives me a little bit more control of the figure here, so that's good. I'm having to approve some of these things that YouTube's blocking, so in the event that you don't see it right away, it's because YouTube blocked it, and then as soon as I see it, I'll unblock it. Okay, let's get to back to the top. Very difficult area right here. Finger on the head right here, but I'm afraid that I'll smear it. Although it is drying pretty good. Okay, hopefully that's dry. Looks like the lines kind of stop right there, so I'm gonna have to paint it in. Okay. Getting closer now to the front of the face. Here we go. Woo! Pain in the hand. Yes, it is. Unboxing art. Hey, what is up? Art's a buddy of mine. We met about a year and a half ago. This is what it is, Art. I've made a mess of my workstation here, but when I flip the camera around, I think all I'm gonna do finish on camera today is this face, and then I'll move on to the other stuff that I was gonna do. Come on, bro. Sometimes the Gundam marker doesn't want to give me the ink that I need. Yeah, so the bottom is the hardest for me because I can't brace my hands against anything. Which is why you see me shaking right now. Let me just continue doing this then. Here we go. Let's move to this side. paint didn't want to come out in that. What's up, Clutch? Leo, I saw somebody do that. Zangief, the Storm Zangief. It looks awesome. But you're dropping a lot of money on that already. I suppose if you're doing using a Juggernaut bath, you're kind of in the neighborhood as far as dropping. You know, how much do those Storm collectibles cost? I thought that Zangief was like $90 to $100 or more. Yeah, a lot of money. Oh, you guys are into a really good discussion that I wish I was in the comments so I could have that discussion about who's the first villain. So you decided it's Doctor Doom? Is it Doctor Doom? Not easy. They kind of freehand that one. Go check out Pounds 978. Do these freehand. Craziness. I know he's not the first one to do it, but he's the guy I like to watch doing it. He does Spider-Man figures. That's what he focuses on his channel. This is harder to do. What I would like to do is just take them off here and flip them. But I'm afraid that this is not completely dry yet. And I really don't want to go in and have to start touching up a bunch. Ooh-wee. So I think it's looking pretty decent. All right, let's find out. That's shaky. can't be perfect. That's going to be difficult. You guys still with me? 25 of you are. What is that? Storm Collectibles is coming out with a Lobo. That's cool. I think the one that people like, or at least say it's the top Lobo in figure form at the smaller scale, like is the SDCC exclusive Lobo that came out a few years ago. Really shaky. That's supposed to go all the way around, right? That is difficult. I think I'm going to try this with my regular eyeballs. Coño.
That's supposed to go all the way around. I don't see, oh, there it is. Couldn't find the little line. Let's get up close and personal. That's just that blue tack that I had on that didn't come completely off. All right, so I'm coming to the end here. This has not been easy. It's put a strain on my entire body. Make sure it didn't miss anything. Oh yeah, sure did. Ugh. Almost thought I was done, but I wasn't. Whoever sculpted this is really good. To be able to do those lines, craziness. I'm sure that's a line and it's not. I think I need to put one right here. Yep, I do. Come on. Oh. Probably needs to connect. Of course. Okay, I think that's gonna be it right there.
Let me fix my workspace. And then let me get into the comments if you guys are still, those of you that are still here, we can chat for a little bit, give myself a break before I move on to the next bit. I'm a little bit over an hour already. And we sure there's no UFC tonight?
Sheesh. Let me set up my background real quick. Get these figures back up here and out of my way. Firestorm took a dive. All these figures are taking dives. Okie doke.
Tongue, yeah. Is there a way I can back out? There you go. All right, that was a very difficult task, guys. Any questions? I think you guys were pretty much having a conversation, which is cool. Entertaining yourself as I painted. And I just need a couple minutes to give my hand a break. And then I'm gonna do just a little bit of kit bashing. If you wanna see some gross, that's the inside of the glove. My hands got really sweaty while I was working on that. Needed to breathe. Those were the paintbrushes I used. So why don't we take a quick look at Spider Ham's head here. And I think the paint should be dry enough for me to touch. Oh, well, that's Nightwing. I'm just messing around with something I picked up at the swap meet. So this definitely looks 1,000 times better than the factory. Merry Christmas to you. Hello, Doodog. So that's a good start. I don't want to put it, oh, can I put it on the body? Hold on a second. I'll just put it on the body real quick. Light's a little bit too harsh on them. So there you have them. At least the head has been fully repainted. Actually, I shouldn't say fully repainted, but it's a progress. And you saw how difficult that was. I don't know how long I was painting to get all those lines done, but I think this figure looks way better than how it came from the factory, which is the whole point of doing these customs, right? It makes it look better than what we got for the $20 price point. I'm happy with how it's looking. Then I still have to paint all the lines on the body. I think the lines on the body are going to be a little bit easier to do because it's not a rounded edge, and that was pretty difficult, having to steady myself doing that. My hand's still kind of suffering from it. So what do you guys got to say before I move on to the kit bash? Yeah, you know, Special K, and you may run into the same thing I did when I started painting the lines. Then I was like, man, it didn't look right because it was against just the colored plastic. It wasn't paint. And I wasn't happy with how it was looking, which kind of changed, which is why I ended up doing starting this repaint out. By the way, these were the NECA headstands. They come 3 to a pack. I picked this up from, oh, what's that name of that place that's connected to Marvel Legends collecting? It took a while to ship, but it was the only place I could find it. It was like 15 bucks. I ended up buying 2 of these packets because I figured I can definitely use it to paint, and then the rest for some of these other custom figures that I have extra heads. They will be used for you know, just holding the extra heads. I need some light going to the front. That looks a little bit better. And they come with all sorts of different pegs for different types of figures. I just haven't messed around with it. I literally opened it when I needed something to was using. This is what I was using to paint. The skewer is when I airbrush, and this is other stuff that I've used in the past, like just shortened pencils. Should just probably put that aside. All right, so let me just take a quick peek here. All right, so this is the Nightwing. I ended up picking up, I went to the swap meet last week, and there was a figure that had this on him, and $3. So I figured, let me just pick it up and see if I can use it for anything. I just tried it out. This is the Bullseye body, or the what do you call it? The Spider-Man 2099 body that I'm using for Nightwing, and I just covered them just to see how it would fit. So it could probably fit on a Bucky cap pretty well, and you know, I can make some adjustments to this to fit a little bit tighter. But I don't know, what would that work on or work well for? Yeah, exactly, Special K. This is a custom head that I bought several years ago. I don't think... I picked up at Casting Cave. I don't think he has any more current. But let's get on to the kit bash. All right, so I'm reading, like I've mentioned to you guys, I'm reading this comic book. It's called Old Man Hawkeye. It's a story where the heroes have lost, and there's only a few heroes left, and even heroes anymore. But part of the way that they got taken down was people turned on them. So Hawkeye is on a vengeance mission, And I think the main baddie is the Red Skull. I think it's the Red Skull. I think he's the one that's in charge, or Baron Zemo or somebody like that. And they have sent as an assassin is, well, Bullseye. And of course, this isn't Bullseye, but this is the dead shot. But when I saw this head and the way he looks in the comics, let me see if I can just pop up a picture so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Give me a second to pull it up on my specs here. And then you will see what I saw. Did I call him Old Man Bullseye? Here we go. All right, let me just pull that down real quick. Let me take you over here to the iPad. I'm not sure if I'm going to use that head or if I'm going to cast that eyepiece and then put him on this face and then, you know, just sculpt the mustache. So he's got that Deathlock. He's got the Deathlock implants. Let me show you what his body looks like. So he wears that long trench coat, and he's got that vest, that suited vest, and then he's got that hat. So I'm gonna have to sculpt that hat. That mustache, and the more I look at it, I'm probably not going to be using the Will Smith head here, but this is just a stand-in so you can see what it looks like. Yeah, Songbird's in it. Cast the eyepiece. Yeah, that's my thought. I have some. I don't have the material, the ability to do to cast it, like in like people make the the resin heads. But what I can do, I have this stuff called blue stuff that I can make a partial cast using the putty that I have, and I think that's what I'm going to end up doing, and then just cutting it and going on here. But anyway, so my thought is, I saw this Joker figure, and my buddy Nathan Simmons just sent it to me. Thank you again to him. And what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to use that trench coat. I'm going to use this trench coat. This is the Gambit trench coat. And this one's missing the strap, but I don't need the strap for this one. And I can always make a strap if I wanted it. I'm going to put wires in this thing so it's going to be posable, because he needs to be posable. And then here's what the Kit Bash portion of it is. I want to use these Gambit arms because they're extremely posable. This is the old Toy Biz one. And I was talking to Ace from Ace Outlaw Customs, just talking through what would be the best way to graft these arms in. And there's two ways. I'm sure there's more than two ways, but the two ways I thought is, well, that portion right there is thicker. So I'm just going to Dremel it out and then try to fit it in. And if I Dremel too much, I could always put hot glue and then fit the arms. Or I could actually splice this peg over here, and then that way it's a much more natural fit. But then there's other problems that can come with that. I can jack up the cut. The glue may not be able to bond. There's just more problems that way. So the way I'm going to do it is I'm just going to use my Dremel, start opening that up and fitting it in. The way the original arms work on this figure, just in the event that you end up wanting to do something similar and you want to take it a different way, in a different direction. So they do a pretty good job of covering the peg here. And This male connector goes into the female connector here. And that's how the arm works. But I am going to make it be more like the Marvel Legend. And then I may have to, this is something later that I have to think through, if I'm going to retain these hands or if I'm going to bring in the hands from the Joker or other hands, Marvel Legends hands. If I bring in the hands from the Joker, another thing that I have to think through, but this is all part of customization, kit bashing, the kit bashing portion of it anyway, is am I going to use those joints? And these aren't my favorite type of joints. I prefer the Marvel Legend joints. But am I going to use these joints, or am I going to transfer it to a Marvel Legend style of joint? That I haven't decided on yet, but let's get on with using the Dremel. Where's my Dremel? Oh, here it is. So I don't need a death log implant in my eye. I'm going to be wearing, of course, eye protection. Always wear eye protection when you do any type of Dremel work. You don't want one of those little pieces to fly into your eyeball. And I think as soon as I fit the arms, I'll end the live stream. There's about 16 of you watching right now. I know that you've been coming in and out. And I do appreciate you hanging out, especially during that long painting session. All right, so let's figure this out. So I don't want to go wider. I don't want to go wider than this. So that is too short, too thin, I mean. This one may work perfectly. All right, you see how this lines up? It's the same, essentially the same size. But actually, do I want the same size, or do I want something just a little bit thinner? I'm gonna start thinner because it's always better to, I'm always gonna be able to add girth than the other way around. So let's start with that, and we'll leave this one here. Is there another one? So these guys are about the same size. I'm going to use that one because it's shorter. See if there's another one that works. I think that's going to be it. All right, let's give this one a whirl. Thomas, that Firestorm figure is pretty awesome looking. Just got it in the mail today. All right, let me just move this a little bit. This is a variable speed Dremel. So I have it on one of the lowest settings right now. Get that head out of the way. I can go a little bit wider. And actually, this guy is going to end up being a little bit too thin, so let me try the wider one. try that. Okay. I wonder if it'd be easier. There we go. And voila, we got one arm on. All right, let's work on the other one. Nueve azul. No, nube azul. Nueve. Nube azul. We have somebody from Mexico in the chat. Bienvenido, Nueve Azul. Will this spill? It's still crying, he says. All right. So this arm's good to go. Both arms are good to go. That was easy. I should have just started with those hands. All right. Let me bring this bad boy up. Don't get motion sick right now, players. Let's test out to see how this bad boy looks with the jacket. I think I'm gonna try something different too. Instead of spray painting this jacket black, I'm going to try dyeing it black. Has anybody dyed any cloth? I think I was talking to my wife about it, and she's like, yeah, you're not gonna be using my pots and my favorite pots, because apparently my family did some dyeing. I'm not sure with what type of clothing or what, I don't know what they dyed, but it messed up one of my wife's pots. So I'm gonna be going shopping for pots. Oh yeah, this is definitely gonna work for that figure. Let's throw the Will Smith on it for a second. Yep. They will stain forever. Yeah, once I put some wire on here. This cape, or this cape, this trench coat is gonna look money on this figure. And I'm gonna have to use some pledge because the joints are a little bit on the loose side. Those toe joints. And where's, you know, Bullseye likes to throw cards, and the Joker actually came with some cards. Oh. Not the greatest of poses, but it'll work for right now. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Now this is gonna be Bullseye. Or was that for somebody else? Leo, ni idea en usa, pero hay tinturas en polvo que mezclan en agua caliente. Yeah, so there's going to be some, what he's put there is that there's going to be some powdered paints or dyes, probably some powder dyes. And oh, it does. You're right. Is that who that is? You're right. But I think, let me see if I can get this off. Oh. I think, is that his neck peg? I can't remember what goes with what now. I think that was supposed to come out. So I definitely like the idea of having this double ball in the neck. That one doesn't stick very well. Is one bigger than the other? No, they're both the same size. Because it does give more posability options, but I still prefer the Marvel Legend neck hinge. I'm gonna have to do this off camera. Oh. ¿Y dónde lo puedo comprar? So Gabriel's saying that the best dye that he's used is the Right Dye Tint. Oh, there we go. Kicktoy agrees. All right. Where can I buy it? Can I get it on Amazon or, oh, okay, Walmart, even better. Actually, Walmart and Amazon compete, so Amazon probably also has it. Having trouble getting the, you know what I should do? Is heat this puppy up since I got the hairdryer right here. What's up, Art? Yeah, that's going to definitely, yeah, I'll definitely check that out. What aisle is it going to be in at Walmart for the dye? Maybe there's an easier way to do it. Oh, there we go. I used a little bit of leverage in Crafts by the Cloth. Perfect. So that's going to have to happen after Tuesday because my wife has already informed me she will not be going to the market or the store. Today was the last day for store. So obviously I'm going to have to fit that head. It kind of looks a bit on the large end. What do you guys think? Once I get it off, right now that's obviously too squatty, but I, you know, put some hot glue on there and voila. What do you guys think? Okay, sounds good. Gracias, Gabriel. Oh no, you know what? I saw that. Scoo. I saw it. I'll have to go back and I actually allowed it. Hold on a second. I'm losing power here, guys, which means I should probably be ending this. My phone got down to 20%. I'm on low power mode. There we go. I'm back on. All right. What do you guys think about that head? And I think I'm gonna call it a night after this. I haven't eaten my supper yet. Really crazy. I'm gonna have to put him with the death lock implants. Hey, there's 28 people back up in here. How'd that happen? All right, peace out, Kicktoy. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, I agree, TDG. Angel, the Spider-Man Vintage, it goes for retail. I haven't seen them in quite a while. It went for like $17. I bought them on sale for $11. All right, folks, thanks for hanging out. Let me flip it around and give you a personal hasta luego. I don't know if I'm gonna go live anymore this weekend. I may. I don't know. I have to. I want to finish the Juggernaut. I just didn't feel like doing it today, you know. And when I do these projects, I really want to have a desire to do it, and I just don't want to do it just because. I want to feel inspired. I really wanted to do that Kid Bash, and for whatever reason, I want to, you know, put lipstick on that pig. You know what I'm saying, players? All right. Well, hey, thanks for hanging out. And those of you who are new, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, give me a sub, and you'll get more of this type of content. I put, at least for now, I've been able to put out weekly content regarding customs. Sometimes I do toy hunts, and I even interview folks in the community, in the nerd community. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Peace. Hasta luego.